Every tree that bears fruit is for the benefit of someone else. No tree bears fruit for its own benefit. So wealth creation, in my opinion, is about bearing fruit for the benefit of someone else, or a society, or a community. Understanding how to multiply the fruit to bear more without your constant, consistent effort. So if I plant a tree and it bears fruit, and I'm able to take fruit from that tree to plant more trees and have more trees until I have a full orchard, I have now enough to take care of more people than myself. Wealth creation goes from subsistence. Subsistence is just for my own consumption and my own upkeep. Wealth is for the community. So in starting a business or being a part of anything, any goal, how am I able to create enough value that will be for more people than myself? That is the pathway to wealth creation. That in itself, to me, is the foundation for wealth creation. That is wealth creation. Wealth creation, I would also say, involves money, but is not limited to money. Money that is more than enough for self, but is enough to take care of other things, other people, and causes for the advancement of humanity. That's how I define wealth creation. The involvement in activity that would help you generate money and other resources that would advance self and society. Are you with me, Sarah?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Awesome. So,
Thank you.
in light of that, can you let us know what are the possible avenues for wealth creation?
Okay. Number one is your environment. In fact, before I get to your environment, your skills, your talents, and then your environment. What problems can you solve with joy and gladness, and with the possibility to earn from? So there's a young man I know in the city of Port Harcourt in Nigeria. That's in the southern part of Nigeria. A few years ago, he reached out to me and he needed to create wealth. He is the first son with three other siblings and a mother. His father is long gone, passed. So he is like the father of the house. And I asked him to write a list of skills and talents that he had, which could be exchanged for money and exchanged for other resources. One of the items he wrote was laundry, washing, and ironing. And so we, amongst the 7 or 8 items he wrote, we picked that and we created a structure for him to start doing laundry for people consistently over time. Now he's gotten to the point where he employs about 4 or 5 other people who wash, iron, deliver, pick up. So he has created a system of wealth where he earns, his staff earn, he's fulfilling the desire of his clients, and of course he has enough to take care of his family. So your question is, how can we create wealth? Or what was the specific question? The avenues to create wealth. We'll start with your mind. How far can your mind think? What can your mind comprehend? Would you take the talent from yourself, or is it possible that you're within a system? For example, I worked with a company in 2006 to 2007, just about 8 months, not too long after university. It was a fire safety company. My job was to go out and bring business in. And so every day I would go out, knock on doors, tell them about our services, and I was to create wealth for the company. So I needed to sit and think. So, avenue will start with your mind, the capacity to think and generate the ideas that create wealth that would need some of your gifts, your skills, your network, your time, your energy. And after a while, I came up with such a good strategy for going to particular kinds of companies and telling them about certain specific offerings of ours. So I wouldn't just go there and tell them all the things we could do. I'll say, no, this is what we do that can help you because I know this about you. And I was signing and closing deals, creating wealth for my organization and for myself. So, avenues to create wealth, number one, will be your mind. Number two will be your skills and your talents. As I'm speaking, I'm putting them into numbers. Number three would be your environment, what is needed, and how you can match what you have thought about with the skill and talent that you have or the resources that you have. And when I say resources, it also includes the people in your space. When I became a master of ceremonies, the first time I I had my first official job, it was somebody who negotiated on my behalf. She introduced me to the clients and negotiated on my behalf. She created the avenue, as it were, for me. She did the negotiation for me. In other words, she was my resource. So, who are the people in your space that are able to speak on your behalf? Meaning, you must be good enough for them to speak on your behalf. Avenues are not created for people who can't solve problems. So let's think of what our minds can take, what our skills, talents, gifts, and resources can produce, what the challenges in our immediate space are, and how we can fix them. Part of the resources, who are the people who can help us, guide us, teach us to understand the environment and perhaps show us the way to fixing or creating solutions. I hope my response is clear. Your mind, your skills, your talent, your
Very
gifts,
clear.
and of course, society and your environment. Avenues to wealth. Thank you, sir.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, in light of that, how of what position does money and passion play in it, and how can one combine these two in the pursuit of a successful career?
Okay. Money plays a very important role because if you continue to give effort and not get reward, you can begin to get frustrated, tired, weary, discouraged. So, the quicker you are able to convert your skill and talent to money, to exchange for money, the better for your mind and your whole being. The place of passion is that passion is fuel. Passion keeps you going. Passion makes you want to stay on. Passion is what makes you resilient. Resilience is what makes you hold on to your dream. But where the passion is gone, it's difficult to hold on. So imagine someone, I use myself as always. Last night, Nigerian time, I started a dry run at almost 11 p.m. The event is tomorrow, but we needed to just do a dry run with all the key players. We started at about 11. We had hoped it would last for 1 hour. We were on for almost 4 hours. If I had no passion, I would have dropped that call and said, you know what, you guys, I can't deal. I'm tired. I've been busy all day. And Why is it taking so long? This thing was supposed to be 1 hour. Why are we here over 3 hours? Passion does that. Passion keeps you fresh. Passion is like the, just like I said, is the fuel in the car. Your car is your goal, is your dream, is your vision. But if there is no passion, the car can't move, no matter how beautiful the car is. Money, on the other hand, is part of the excitement for going the extra mile. So you want to drive from Accra to Tema. You have your beautiful car. You stop over somewhere to put petrol in the car, fuel in the car. That's your passion. But you, on the way to Tema, you start getting tired. But somebody tells you, oh, when you get to Tema, they would give you 2 million CDs. You will drive all the way to Tema. It's not a long distance, but if there was no money waiting at Tema, you might get discouraged. Or somebody tells you to drive from Accra to Kumasi to collect 3 million CDs. It just makes the drive all more worth it. You may enjoy driving and you may have enough petrol to drive, but why am I driving all the way to Kumasi? So money adds excitement, adds fulfillment. The thing with many of us who are creatives is that we love what we do anyway. We are passionate about it. Passion, we can keep going all night. But when we don't see money, after a while, we start asking questions like, is it all worth it? So money is just as important as your passion. And your passion is very important for the fulfillment of your goals in building a career, no matter what the career is. That's my response, sir.
Awesome, awesome. So, in this era where a lot of people are found in are caught up between pursuing their passion and let me give an example. Someone is has found himself in a work environment where he is not passionate about, but he's pursuing that field because of the money. How can the person prioritize things and say, oh, this is the quitting point for me. I have to end here and rather pursue my passion? Because for young individuals like us, or for most young individuals, sometimes considering a lot of factors, they rather they are found between foregoing their passion and working so hard in order to make some money, which later will be forward or will be diverted into their passion. So for people like that, how do they handle such situations?
Okay, thank you. Understand this. The Bible, let me pick from the book of Ecclesiastes that says it is good for a man to bear his yoke when he is young. I always paraphrase to say it is good for a man or a woman to bear their yoke when they are young, because you will bear it at some point, regardless of how old you are. I have 50-year-olds, 55-year-olds. In fact, now one of my newest clients is 63. She's newly retired. I have them as my clients. They're my coaching clients. And some of them, what I'm doing with them is helping them create businesses out of their passion. At what age? 58, 63. It's difficult for them. It's much more difficult for them because everything all of a sudden seems too much. But those of us who are younger, we have strength. We have the extra commodity available to us, which is strength. My advice will always be put in the work now that you are young. so that by the time you are crossing your 40s and 50s, you are comfortably settled in your place of wealth, in your place of passion. We mentioned several names: Usain Bolt, Barack Obama, Serena Williams, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Joyce Daniels, Nelson Mandela. These people committed strength, goals, passion, blood, sweat when they were young. Messi, Ronaldo, Beyonce. So that now in their 40s, 50s, and of course for those who have passed, in their 50s and 60s, they could relax to enjoy the wealth created from their years young. My warning to you is, if you pursue money over passion when you are young, in your aged seasons, you will come back to pursue passion with little strength, which brings relatively some more level of frustration. Hunger does not kill. Show me a young person you know, or any Ghanaian, Nigerian, South African, American who has died from hunger because they were pursuing their passion. I've not seen one yet, but if you show me, maybe you'll change my mind about it. Richard Branson of Virgin Group. These are people who committed to developing passion to wealth at a young age. Let's not take it for granted and use it only for motivational speaking. There were times in my journey when I went 4 days without food, physically, because I had no money, because I was waiting on jobs to come. Then the jobs weren't coming as they are now. But because I knew beyond any doubt that it takes time, commitment, tears, blood, sweat, I didn't see them as death sentence. I saw them as gateway to success. The only reason you are inviting me to your Zoom meeting right now, the only reason is that I held on through time to become successful. If I was not successful, you would not invite me. That's the truth. I'm Nigerian, you're Ghanaian. I am live in Ghana right now via this online platform because of only one thing: my success. But my success was also built on my hunger and my pain, which in itself was not pain, because, like a pregnant woman, I've been pregnant. I have a baby. He's 17 years old. He'll be 18 this November. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. Maybe somebody here listening has gone through the pregnancy journey too. Or at least you know someone who has. We all know someone who has. If nobody else, your mother. You've heard the stories about during pregnancy, some people have a lot of heartburn, or they vomit a lot, they have back pain, they have discomforts here and there. Some of them can't stand certain smells. I couldn't stand certain smells. If you use a particular perfume and walk by me, I would vomit. Some people have swollen feet. Some people have very swollen nose. I had a lot of difficulty sleeping because almost every angle was uncomfortable. Oh, it was such a terrible journey for me. But the excitement of the baby coming will keep us going. And guess what? For most of us, the moment the baby is born, every other pain will stop. I mean, literally stop. And then a new kind of pain starts, which is to care for the baby, to stay up late. But you see, it comes with the excitement of seeing the child right there. Building your business is exactly the same way. There will be nights you won't be able to sleep. There will be times your body will hurt you. There will be times you will cry from pain. There will be times you will be hungry. There will be times you might be a little bit frustrated, but keep your eyes on the prize of that baby that is coming. And when the baby comes, you start getting financial rewards. You start getting recognition. People start inviting you to speak from across the world. It will take time. This is my 13th year in business. I'm not 2 years old in business. I am 13. You didn't invite me 12 years ago. You didn't invite me 10 years ago. You invited me now because now my baby is obvious. My baby is visual. People can see my results. But when I was toiling, you couldn't see it. That was not the time for you to see it. The time is now. Are you with me? So your business will take time. Give it the time. The woman who is pregnant, no matter how much she's in pain, she cannot just decide to give birth to the baby at 5 months or at 6 months. She has to wait painstakingly. Your business will take time to grow if you give it the right attention and effort. Your business will grow. I would advise you to build it on your passion. Because, what else are we created for? What did he give us the passion for? What did you come made with the passion for? It will convert to money, but learn how. Some people are not making money from their talent yet because they don't know how. And every specific talent or gift or passion has a specific how. The person who does graphic designs or software development has a different business model from the person like me who is a speaker. We have some similarities. There's some things that all of us must do, which is create our content, reach out to the right people, but the models might have slightly specific nuances that we all need to learn, which is where business school comes in, business coaching sometimes, buying courses to understand, apprenticeship, mentorship, sponsorship, all of those things, education. But you give it the right time, energy, knowledge, commitment, and it will grow. My advice remains, build your business on the thing that makes you happy. Life is too long to work so hard and not be happy. All you have is money. You've heard that saying that some people are so poor, all they have is money. We want money plus joy and happiness, fulfillment, just the way I feel now, the way I want you to feel. Thank you.
Wow. Well said. Well said. I'm even touched here. I am touched, and into it what everything, and and I must say that you have you've touched me in a special way because personally I seem to be going through that building process, and I'm inspired already. Let's go as what are the what are some of the requirements to build a successful career?
Your question is, what are some of the requirements to build a successful career? Is that what you said?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So some of the requirements. Okay. Requirement number one is willpower. Be willing to commit. Number two is knowledge. You need the right knowledge for your kind of business, for your career, knowledge to understand your kind of customer, knowledge to understand how money works, knowledge to understand how to invest. You need all sorts of knowledge. You need to understand selling and marketing, sales and marketing. It is the lifeline of business. If you can't sell your market and advertise or market your services, the world won't find you. And don't ever think that there is something such as too much selling or too much marketing, too much advertising. The biggest brands in the world, the Coca-Colas, the Googles, and the Microsofts and co, They still sell. We still see their adverts every day. They still pop up on our billboards and our magazines. The biggest makeup brands, the L'Oreals and the Mary Kays and Co., the Unilever brands, the milk, the soap brands, they're all still marketing every day. They have adverts on TV. They're global, multinational companies, but they're still marketing and selling. We need the tool. So don't don't try to do it on your own. Pay for courses or find. I don't like to always encourage people to find free material. I try to avoid that because sometimes I find it doesn't help us push. So if you need to pay to attend sales and marketing courses, I've paid for one for August. The lady's name is Trisha Bays. I registered for her August sales and marketing program. It's $25 for a month. There is also an online course she just released a few days ago. I haven't gone there to see exactly what it costs, but I've registered for the month of August because I need help. I need to know how to market and sell my services on another level. Oh yes. And this will not be the first time I'm doing that. I pay people once in a while to teach me this or to run my Facebook ads for me because I need it. So I've talked about willingness, knowledge, sales, and marketing. There's also in sales and marketing in there somewhere you should learn about negotiation and how to close deals. If it's not in there, then you need to take a course in negotiation. In 2014 December, I registered online for a free Coursera program in negotiation. It was about 6 weeks long or so. It was Coursera and it was free. University of, the name will come to me right now. I registered. So do so. Learn how to negotiate. I have books on negotiation. I've gotten better at negotiating over the years. I listened to Brian Tracy's 37-minute long audiobook on negotiation. Google it, find it, pay for it. Let your money go to the investment in yourself to better your business so that when you sit at the table with the people that matter, you know what to say. Why I said knowledge is many of us are not growing because we don't even know. Oh my gosh, I read. Right now, I don't even read as much, but I have read extensively in my life. Business books, what do you call them? Biographies, case studies. There was a time I was a subscriber to the Harvard Business Review. I only stopped my subscription sometime last year when I felt I was getting saturated with knowledge. I used to read Harvard Business Reviews constantly to give me an edge when speaking with clients. Somebody said, but aren't you just an MC? No, I'm not just an MC. I'm a solution provider to organizations. So when they speak to me, they need to know that I understand business as it is before I can even step on their stages to MC their business events. I was subscribed to the Wall Street Journal until last month when my mentor died. It was after his death that I canceled my subscription because he and I would read some articles from the Wall Street Journal. It cost about $99.99 a month. They were always taking my money per month. We'll read some items together. We'll discuss them. After he passed, I didn't want to go through that journey by myself, so I stopped my subscription. I had to make that call for them to end my subscription. What are you subscribed to? I was subscribed to Audible on Amazon for years. I stopped my subscription maybe about 5, maybe in February or March this year, because I even started receiving books that I hadn't read yet or listened to its audiobook. So I stopped it. I have been subscribed to Scribd in the past. These are different apps and online services where you can get material to read, to tailor to what it is you want. I've read books on health. I've read books on parenting. I've read books on relationship. I know a lot about a lot of things. I've invested in it so that I can be more appealing to the people who desire my service, so that when I negotiate with them, they pay me the kinds of money I really want. So when they ask me about questions on almost anything, I have a solution. And if I don't know the answer, I know where to point them to go get the answers. I'm such a resource. So one of the things we need to grow our businesses is resourcefulness, which comes from willingness, knowledge, And what's the other thing I said? Willingness, knowledge. There was a third thing I mentioned.
Sales and marketing.
Sales and marketing. Sales and marketing. Very important. Sales and marketing. What other thing would I say you need? You need number 4 to consciously build a robust network. And I'll tell you how. The way I've done it. Look, don't confuse being an extrovert with being intentional. Some people say, oh, I am not an extrovert, so I don't know how to create networks. That in itself, please take it from me, is a wrong way to think. We don't create networks because we are extroverted. We create networks because we need networks. Full stop. The fisherman who goes out there to throw his net into the sea to catch fish is neither introvert nor extrovert. He needs that fish to sell to make money. Please don't mix the two things up. Don't ever use that again as an excuse in your life if you have been doing it, saying, I'm an introvert, so, I don't really. You need a network. Network, thank you. Ekoma is writing the items down there. Thank you. Network is the people who will expose you to opportunities. Now, understand something. You're not building a network because you can't grow without a network. You're building a network because it is wealth itself. And remember, we're talking about creation of wealth. So, how do you build a network? I'm telling you what I do. I am active in the platforms of my old students associations. I do not ever talk about jokes on my platforms and share religious material, not because I'm against them, but because I've understood how things work in the minds of people. So what do I share? I also don't share forwarded content. No. I read conversations carefully and I curate. I respond only to the conversations I know I have prowess in. And then I give solutions that are mind blowing. I write in paragraphs. I write in longhand. I don't use shorthand so that you can understand me. I use simple to understand words. And once in a while, I put in that word that could give me a certain je ne sais quoi. Go and find out what je ne sais quoi means. I just use it, to say. And people go, wow, this makes sense. So guess what? In my networks, I become respected, revered, looked up to. These networks are not about people on my level alone. I have people in my networks, some of my old students associations, I have people there who are in their 50s. Few of them are grandparents, and they call me and say, Joyce, wow, that thing you said makes so much sense. Guess what happens? The moment in their organization they're looking for a motivational speaker, or they're looking for a master of ceremonies or a moderator, who do they think about? The person who has sense, me. I'm telling you what has happened in my life over and over and over and over again. So my old students association is one network. My church group, I am that person who is such a resource. When I was active in the choir, for example, I knew my alto part better than any human being in my fantastic choir. If they wanted somebody to give them the alto to any song in split seconds, it was my name. So guess what? I was held in esteem. But for me to understand alto, to be able to dissect my part so well, I had listened to over 10,000 songs, scored 10,000 songs painstakingly. I would use my, one of the reasons why I like talking at events like this, it helps me recall my stories that I have forgotten. My parents would give us stipends. I would use my money to go to a place in D-Line called King David's to go and mix tapes, gospel tapes, so that I would use my Walkman put in my earphones. I've never remembered this story until right now that I'm speaking. My parents are here. I cannot call them to ask them. I had piles upon piles of tapes, gospel tapes of all sorts, from the Marvin Sapp to the oh gosh, there were so many of those choirs, New Jersey something something choir, Brooklyn Tabernacle choir. I had all those things, some South African choirs. I would listen to them all night, scoring my alto part, listening to it until it became a part of me. You see, to build a great network, you must be resourceful. So from my church group, when we would have events and I say, oh, I can be the MC, they already trusted me as an alto singer. So it was easier for them to say, come and try. If you are not trusted in a little thing, it will be difficult for people to trust you in a big thing. Even the Bible says it. If you're not faithful in another man's own, who will give you yours? Let's put it in perspective. So in my network, people always say, my friends always say, Joyce is that person who can link you to almost anybody. I make friends, I keep relationships, I try and stay in touch, I look for ways. Naturally, I'm not inclined to staying in touch. I'm that person who forgets people, naturally. But I have chosen to try and remember people because I know it is a good thing for my destiny. So I make efforts to send messages, bulk messages. Sometimes I do robocalls to stay in touch with my network. I show up for people as best I can. If I can't come for your event, I send a token. I send money. I send a gift. I'm that person who would say, okay, I may not be able to come, but let me contribute to your X, Y, and Z. I make myself relevant. So even the people who are supposed to be like mentors to me, they see value in me and they want to keep me close. All the people I call mentor today, they feel they can gain from me. They don't feel I'm a burden. I can beat my chest. There is nobody who thinks I am a burden to them. No, 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 no. Before I would ever ask them for one favor, I would have given them value 10 times. That's how to build a network, in my own opinion. Don't go into a network as the one who is always needing. Build yourself to the point where everybody wants you to be in their space. Whenever I go for a conference, especially if I'm not a master of ceremonies, I don't miss it. Oh, let me tell you what I do. I wait for the Q&A session. I listen attentively and I think through what the guest speakers have said. And I create questions that are not stupid, questions that are so valuable, they will bring out more juice from the heart of the client, from the heart of the speaker. So when I get up in the room or in the hall and I get to the microphone, of course, I have a fantastic microphone voice. I use that voice. I introduce myself with a level of power and confidence that is attractive and commanding. People want to say, who is that? My name is Joyce Daniels, and I am so. My question becomes so intelligent, people begin to clap. I'm sure you've experienced things like that where people go, yes, that's such a fantastic question. And guess what? They now want to know me. I've made so many friends that way. Now, you said in my bio that I'm a mentor at the Women in Successful Careers, WISCA. It's a big group in Nigeria. I met the executive director she's called, at WISCA at such an event. She was sitting right in front of me at a conference. So when I went out to ask a question and everybody was roused by my question and I came back, she turned back to me and she said, you have to be at one of my events. She gave me her card. She took mine. I looked at her name. Oh, Fabia. I said, you're Rivers. Rivers State is a place in Nigeria. I said, you're Rivers. She said, yes. I said, oh, I lived in Rivers State for about 25 years. And we connected. We became friends. She invited me to her network. I'm now a mentor there. I've been exposed to some of the greatest women in Nigeria who you see in the news and all of that are all members of WISCA. I meet them on the platform. We chat on WhatsApp. They want me in their space because of the way I captured their attention at an event. Building your network is an intentional thing. When you're going for an event, stop focusing on the fact that, oh, I don't know how to make friends. No, go there to give so much value. Everybody wants a bit of you. It takes time. I've done this over the years. Please don't think this is something I just started doing last year. I've done this for over 20 years. It's me. It's how I've decided to be. So that's why I'm giving you the tool. Number one is to be willing to commit to your growth. Number two is to gain all the knowledge possible. Number three is to consciously understand sales and marketing. And number four, build your network intentionally from the place of value. Thank you.
Wow, wow! I am wowed by the nuggets you sharing with us, and I must say that you are really deep. That is the word I'll use. Deep. You are deep, Madam Joyce. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Great. So I I I I I want to know, how does one get involved in world creation without losing focus on their careers?
How do you focus on wealth creation, or how do you get involved in wealth creation without losing focus on your career? To me, that's a very simple thing to do. Why do I say so? I am an advocate of your career should be the vehicle for wealth creation. I don't, as a person, separate the two. Where you work, what you do, is the thing that should create wealth for you. I kind of said that at the beginning, but I'll reiterate. I'm a speaker and I train speakers. That's my job. That's my passion. That's my chosen profession. That's my career. That's what pays my bills. I have learned how to churn and spin money out of doing this thing that seems so simplistic. I'm not afraid to share certain things about myself. No, I'm not. I'll share a few. This afternoon at 2:15 Nigerian time, I received a credit alert of 1 million naira. See it there. For a speaking engagement. This afternoon. I saw it when I woke up. This afternoon. I'll tell you more. Yesterday, I'm only looking at one of my bank accounts. Yesterday at 1:46 p.m., I received 150,000 naira for a speaking engagement. The day before, no, yesterday as well, I received 100,000 naira at let me see, what's this time? 1:45, just a minute before, for another speaking engagement. I'm just talking about 2 days in 1 week. I'm not in any way poor or in need from what I do as a speaker during COVID-19, because I am intentional about everything I just mentioned to you there. And remember, I have stayed on this for 13 years. There were years when in the whole year, I had not earned 1 million. There were those years. I lived through those years. I will show you my bank statements. I have all of them. But there are days now. Last week, let me go to another bank. This is GT Bank. Let me go to First Bank. Is it on this phone? No, where's my iPhone? I'm giving you real practice. I'm not here to fool you or tell you what I don't know. Where's my First Bank? Last week, let me look at the dates. Was it 18th of July, 18th of July, 19th of July, 20th of July, 20th of July. So let me be really telling you some of the credits. 17th of July, I had 18,000 paid in. I had 25,000 paid in. I had 5,999 paid in. The next day, 19th, or no, this is 19th. I had 2,000. I had 100,000. I had 100,000. I had 6,005. I had 300,000. I had 44,100. I can go on. No. What do? I teach people how to speak. I speak at events. And I'm just taking from 1 week. I wish I could print it out and send it to you. Please don't separate your wealth creation from your work. Your work should create your wealth. I have thousands of dollars in investments. And I am not telling you things that somebody told me. I am telling you my life's history, my life story. Nobody can convince me that there is no money anywhere. First of all, remember I said your mind is your avenue to wealth. I know beyond any doubt that my mouth can produce tons of money. Nothing on this earth can change my conviction about it. My mind knows it. My body will get it done. God will give me grace. The universe will come. So think that your passion cannot get you money. Look, for everyone who tells me that, I can tell you somebody who has exactly the same passion. I will find them in somewhere in the world. They can be in Argentina, they can be in Morocco, but I will show you someone who is making money from that same passion, which you are telling me you cannot make money from, maybe just because you are somewhere in Ghana. Your greatest limitation in your life is your mind. Nothing else. Nothing. Not your economic situation. Nothing. There are Ghanaians, I'm sure, right now who are churning millions of dollars doing something that is stemmed from passion and is not corrupt. And I'm sure if I ask you, you can tell me some of their names. Some of them might have been on it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but that is the point. They have stayed on it. They didn't get it in 2 years. It hardly ever happens in such short time. This is just my 13th year. Come back and see me in the next 10 years. Can you imagine that today alone, I have earned over, today, the 1st of August alone, I have earned over call it $2,600 just today. In the next 10 years, I will be earning $250,000 in one day. Look, you all will be alive to see it because I know it is true. The kind of ads pay me $2,000 for 30 minutes and they'll pay it. Guess what? People are already paying it now. But should I show you? If you want me to show you, tell me in the comments. Say, show me. Wait.
Show us.
Don't tell me to show you, I'm showing you.
Please show us.
Wait in the comments. I should show. Are you sure? Please.
Yes, show.
That has it, I think. Thank you. I'm hearing you. I received it on Wednesday, just this last Wednesday. It was $1,200 for a 2-hour engagement where I was teaching somebody how to prepare for his speech. This was last week, Wednesday. It's only written here, Wednesday. The payment came in at 3:03 p.m. What was Wednesday's date? The date is not showing. It's just the day that's showing here. Wednesday. What was the date of Wednesday? 29th of July. That day, one day, I earned $1,200 for a 2-hour engagement, preparing one human being to prepare for his speech.
Wow.
Look, your mind needs to grow. Your mind needs to grow. Stop. I'm warning you. I'm not begging or pleading. I am warning you. Stop romancing ideas that wealth comes from. You just need to commit to bringing it out. You need to believe you have it in your hand. All of us here, we are gold mines, diamond mines. But diamond is always found in the rough. You're a Gold Coast. Ghana is Gold Coast. Gold is always found in nuggets that need to be refined. There is a refining process for the quality of gold to appreciate. Gold in its raw form is not the same cost as gold that has been refined to jewelry, to ornament, to wanting, to having clout. So don't sit down there and wonder why people are not buying from you as a rough gold. Fire pains, fire hurts. There's no other quick scheme. There's no other way. There's no other marketing. I have money invested in cryptocurrency, but you see, I had to work hard to even earn money to be able to put in cryptocurrency that is, the value is appreciating every day. I have lost thousands of dollars to Forex trading, but I've tried them. It takes risk, risk, risk. Risk comes from what I said, pledge. And after the first set of monies were lost, I increased my knowledge and looked for a professional who charges me a pretty penny, but she does a good job at multiplying my money. I give her a number of dollars. She gives me good returns because that is her own passion. That's where she makes money. And she charges me a lot of money from it, but I'll rather work with her than try and do it on my own and lose money again. So I can lie down here on my bed and see money multiply. That comes from somewhere. It doesn't come from nowhere. To grow your wealth, grow your business. To grow your business, you must commit to it. If your business is not built on passion, it will die sooner than later. So add to your passion the right knowledge, the right work ethic, the right sales and marketing, and create wealth from it. It will take you time, sweat, and blood. Pay the price. You will enjoy it. This is one of the few times I don't have dollars here. If I check some of my bags, I might find $100 somewhere. I almost always have dollars around me. I wanted to do an investment that needed dollars maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I almost always have dollars in my suitcase. I just keep it around. I would have brought out dollars to show you. So that your mind, it's a good practice. My son knows this. From time to time, like in April, in June, there was a client I had. I insisted they paid me cash, dollars in cash. So when the dollars came, I called my son. I put the dollars on the floor, which is something I've done for many years. I've done it with Naira. Now I'm doing it with dollars. I put it on the floor. I said, money is our servant. Money comes to us. Money comes easily, frequently, freely, and abundantly. Money comes to us when we sleep. Money comes in and out because we know what to do with money. I have my money confessions. Rachel, please remind me. I'll send you a few money confessions. They're not mine. I didn't create them. I copied them from another woman. So it's videos of her. I'll send them to you so you can send to everybody in your group. I've said those confessions for years that I have a great relationship with money. Money is attracted to me. Money sees me and wants me, desires me, comes to me. Money looks for me because I know what to do with money. Oh yes, wow. Money knows that it can be well cared for and sent. Money is a good servant and it likes great masters, and I am a great master to money. I know where to send it. I give to several charities. Money knows that it can trust me. I know what to do with it. I'm not callous, stingy, or reckless with it. So it trusts me. So it finds its way into my abode, into my account. So this is where I would say, show me your faith by your works. It's a holistic thing. It's about being intentional. So please don't separate business and wealth creation. They should be one and the same.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I have been inspired already, and Honestly, you are phenomenal. Seriously, I have been inspired.
Thank you.
My final
Thank
question
you.
is: can you share with us some of the challenges you went through in the process of building your business and establishing your career?
Yes, I can share with you some of my challenges. I always say that many of the things that were challenges to me at that time, I did not consider them challenges because I already knew that they were going to come anyway. So they didn't beat me down. I was ready for them and I embraced them. If you ever come into the city of Lagos in Nigeria, you will know that one constant feature of Lagos is traffic. You must experience traffic at one time or the other in the city of Lagos, almost like in the city of London or New York. You will experience some traffic. So, because you already know that traffic is a feature in Lagos, I would advise you that you should have a book or something to keep you engaged for the traffic. So, what I usually do when I'm maybe coming back into Lagos from a trip, I might keep some of my emails unattended and do other things so that the moment I get into traffic, into Lagos, and I get into traffic, I sit at that time, I get my glasses out, I pick up my phone, and I begin to respond to my emails. That is investing challenge time. Whereas I can bet you somebody in another vehicle is complaining, this traffic now, wow. This traffic is too much. Won't government do anything about this traffic? I knew that the traffic will come, so I prepared for it. So what are some of the challenges I faced? Number one, not having enough work at time. How did I mitigate that? I used my free time to study. So you see the years of 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, those 3 years were very crucial in my business. I did a lot of studying now that I don't have time to study yet. See, a lot of time now for me, I can't study when I didn't have the kind of work I had now. Some people now, guess what they do when they don't have work? They're Instagramming, they're Facebooking, they're Netflixing, they are not learning. Use your downtimes for capacity development. Now that you don't have the kinds of clients you want, prepare for the kinds of clients you want so that the day they meet you, they'll recognize you. Oh, I read. Oh, I wish I could get up and take you to my library to show you. And what is there is not even everything I've read. There were times when I was a registered member of the British Council Library, so I used to go there to read and I couldn't borrow books out. But I've invested a very pretty sum of money. One place I was saying to my friend a few weeks ago that I don't like to go is a bookshop because most times I max out my card there buying books. I read. In the downtime, if you can't afford to buy books, you can afford to borrow, you can look for free resources, but don't let that. Now, I hate to get people's materials for free. I don't like to download all these people's free books. I buy them because the people have put in a lot of money and effort in creating their content, and I want my money to go to the hands of such people, so I buy. But if you can't yet, genuinely so, you can get free content. Do a lot of reading. There were times when I didn't have money. Challenge number two, there was not enough money. So what did I do at that time? I cut my coat according to my cloth, according to my fabric, not according to my size. So if my size was like this, and I would have loved to make a flowing gown, but all the cloth I had was enough to make a scarf. Guess what I made? A scarf. I didn't kill myself saying, well, if I don't have this long flowing gown, I'm dying, which is what a lot of people do. Oh, what's wrong? Why can't I get the long gown? No, I will make that scarf and make the scarf so beautiful, everybody will want the scarf. So when I didn't have a lot of money, as much as I liked healthy living, but I converted my energies from saying I don't have so much money to saying I have enough to eat what the amount of calories my body needs. In 2010, when I cut off Coke, drinking Coke in particular, not just soft drinks, I was a Coke addict. One of the reasons I cut Coke off was I couldn't afford to continue drinking Coke. It was a luxury for me financially. Oh, yes. So I converted the energy from saying, rather than saying, oh, I don't have money to buy Coke, I said, no, I need to improve my feet farm. So Coke must go. This is how I mitigate negative situations. I convert them to my good. One of the reasons why it was easier for me to also reduce eating bread at that time was because I really couldn't afford to constantly eat bread. Myself, my husband, yes. So it was easier for us to cook like a big pot of stew and rice and know, okay, we could eat. We had enough rice for brunch and early dinner rather than have breakfast and then have lunch and dinner. So we were managing our finances. But you would never, ever hear me, see me with a dull face saying, we don't really have money. Instead, it is, we are managing our calories. Somebody say amen. Amen. One of the reasons why I never did have human hair, long wigs, and weave-ons was because I honestly couldn't afford it. Thank you, Doreen. I'm seeing your amens. I couldn't afford it. So, as much as I like my natural hair, which this is my natural hair, by the way, it was also a cost managing effort, right? I couldn't comprehend spending $2,000, $1,000 on hair. So instead, I groomed my natural hair, which of course a lot of people like, admire now, and say they want my hair to be like, or their hair to be like. So the challenges were not really challenges, they were life mind transforming opportunities. Nobody on the face of this earth can ever tell you that they've seen me, Joyce, ever lying down and crying and rolling on the floor and saying, oh, why am I so forsaken? Because I don't believe in it. I had a child, David, the one I've told you about, when I wasn't married. I was in university. It was a trying time. I went through that. It made me a better person. When I was 15, 14, turning 15, we were thrown out of our house. We had a lovely house in a place called GRA. GRA is like the posh part of Port Harcourt. We lived in a posh place. We were thrown out into the streets, my parents and all of us. And for 5 weeks, we were sleeping in different people's houses. That experience did not kill me. That experience made me swear that I would have properties and that a house to live in will never be my problem in life. The first ₦1,000,000 I had, I bought land. So I started investing in property quite early. But you see, somebody else might have had that issue many years ago, and all they'll be saying is, they threw us out of our house. So I've literally slept on the streets before. I've slept in a bus. Oh, in Benin. Look, I have stories. But you see, many of them, the truth is I don't even remember them until times like this. I slept in a bus because I didn't have enough money to travel by air. So I had to travel by road and do what we call join, travel to this place and enter another bus. So that night, we had to sleep in a bus waiting for the vehicle that will continue our trip to Lagos the next day. Where was I going? I was going for a job. And the job was paying me maybe only what we will call $150 today. I mean, but I didn't feel sad on that trip. No, I didn't. I was excited because this is another experience toward the glory of God. destiny that I could see. And that is my truth. I'm not trying to deceive you. I've known how to conjure joy. Of course, my name is Joyce. Hello. If you don't have joy, please change your name to Joyce.
Wow.
I say Joyce. Joyce is an overflowing of joy, a multiplication of joy.
Wow.
I can conjure joy even in situations that seem difficult. It's a skill I want all of us to learn, to create, study it, learn it so that your challenges don't destroy you. Your challenges actually truly make you stronger. So I've talked about not having business and what I did with the time. I've talked about not having money. So not having money all the time also made me become prudent when monies came in. I have been in the investment game for a long time. I've had, look, I have a very healthy portfolio of investments. I said it at the beginning of the COVID lockdown that if I did not get one job for the next 12 months, me and my family will live comfortably because I have enough in reserve. But you see, what I reserved, I could have been spending. I've denied myself certain things. I don't have any designers, anything. I don't have any Gucci, anything yet. Because I also believe that anything you cannot buy twice, you really couldn't afford it. So if I couldn't buy a Gucci belt of $1,000 two times, it means I couldn't. So like in January this year, for example, I wanted to buy myself some Gucci wares. But I said, Joyce, if you buy these wares once, you can't buy them twice. So instead, I invested that money. I was already about to press click to pay when I cautioned myself and I said, yes, you've made a lot of money, but this is not the time yet. When it will be time to buy Gucci, it will happen. And you see, I already know with the kind of value I create for people, I may not even need to buy it. People will give them to me as gifts. I'm telling you the truth. Somebody gave me a Tory Burch bag this year as a gift. I said, you see, it has started. People are giving me good finances, monies as gifts. It has started because I'm giving value. There's some lives that are being changed here right now. Some of you here. 3, 5, 10 years from now, you will remember that it was from Joyce Daniels. You heard this and you say, what can I do? Let me send her $10,000 just to say, thank you, ma. That day, I don't know if you remember, 1st of August 2020, you blessed me. It will happen. But it won't be because I begged for it. It will be because I was valuable to your destiny. So my challenges, what other challenges did I have? Not having a mentor was never a challenge to me. No, because I didn't even think I needed a mentor. I have always believed that if you are good at what you do, people will find you if you know how to market and sell it. You don't need a mentor to grow. That's my personal belief in life. Nothing will change my mind about it. You don't need a mentor to be great. You need decisions, discipline, and effort to be great. A mentor is okay, but a mentor will not make you great because you can still choose not to do what your mentor tells you to do. Are you with me? So I'll leave this point here. My
Wow.
challenges, I found a way to make them work for me. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I must say that today has been a very wonderful time, and all the things you've shared with us, I believe they are seeds that will definitely grow to bear fruits. I believe that someone here has been touched. Myself, I have been touched, and you have no idea what you have done through these words that you shared with me, with everyone here. And personally, I just thank God for meeting and hosting someone like you. It's so amazing to have you here. Seriously,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so much inspired. So we would now take a few questions from the participants and then we
Okay.
will conclude briefly. So we'll just take
Okay.
a few questions from the participants and then we quickly conclude. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can quickly drop them here as the speaker answers them, after which we will wrap up. So please drop any questions you have concerning what she's shared so far. and she will do justice to it. I personally, I oh, I have recorded everything you said, and I must say that God bless you. Yes, God bless you. It's not an accident that you are here, and it's actually God's doing that you've spoken to us on this day, and this day is registered in the books of history. 1st August 2020. At this time, someone like you shared wonderful, inspiring, thought-provoking words with us, and I I believe that we will we will show appreciation to you by putting everything you've shared with us into practice, and by that it is something that when everyone here puts into practice, we will then show gratitude. It's a way of showing gratitude to you. Okay, so I have a question here from George, and he says, what do you do when you have an inspiration to do something but you don't have the resources to do it?
Number one, I think. I spend a lot of time thinking. I do spend a lot of time thinking. Oh, I removed my board from here because of a program I had yesterday. I normally have a flip chart board here. If I don't do it on my board, I do it in my diary. I have not been without diaries for many years. So you'd see, if my board was here now, I would draw. I would do something like this. Let me draw something and I'll show you. It could be all. In fact, let me look for a space here. Okay, let me go back to January. I hadn't started using this early January. So I could put in the circle here the inspiration. Let's say, well, give me an idea. Somebody give me an example of George. Maybe George, you give me an idea of an inspiration that you've gotten, and you don't have the resources. Anything. It doesn't have to be real. It can be fictional. Create something and tell me. Inspiration to do what?
Let me give you an
Enjoy.
example. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
can I give you an example?
Yes, please.
Yeah, example like there's a network marketing. Very good.
Yes.
And you need to get
Thank you.
a resource to what is the name? To to start,
Okay.
but you
Okay.
don't
That's
have it.
fine. Let's leave it there. You don't have the
Yeah.
resources. Thank you.
Okay.
So I've created a circle, and in the middle, I've written network marketing. Let's call the company JD. Let's assume the name of the company is JD. And let's even assume I need let me say, $200 to register. The registration might give me products. Most network marketing companies, if you register, you get products, right? I don't have the $200. In the circle here, I have written my JD, I have written my $200. Then I begin to create branches and I ask, who can I speak to? What can I sell? Where can I go? Um, what can I do? What to do? What to sell? What to offer? And I've created a branch like this. I believe some of us can see, right? This is sometimes how I think. Just putting it in a diagram like this, my brain begins to think, who can I speak to? Because I've done network marketing twice in my life and I have done a fantastic job, I always say to anybody, and I'm only using this as an example because this is the example given. But then I write this for every business. Write a list of 200 people you can ask for the money. If because you're looking for $200, the list must get to 200. You can't stop at 10. Oh no, that takes time, that takes effort, that takes commitment. Write your cousins, your siblings, your pastor's wife, your grandparents, your enemies, your village people. Write the people you know, right? The ones you have their phone numbers, the ones you don't have their phone numbers, your former neighbor, your neighbor's parents, your parents' children, your children's parents, your grandchildren. Write Write everybody you can think of, but you must get to 200. If you're looking for $500, your list must get to 500. This is work. And then you start reaching out to them, either by text, by phone call, by walking down to their house. I have trekked. Oh, I have trekked. I don't waka. I have walked to go and look for resource. Oh, yes. And you ask them, please, would you be willing to give me, before you ask 45 of them, your $200 will be complete. By the time 40 people give you $5 each, your money is complete. Or 80 people give you $2.5 each. Or the 200 people give you $1 each. Or 100 people give you $2 each. Look, it's in the names. Now, my photographer was here. I have a personal photographer. He was here 2 Thursdays ago. And I gave him this, I had given him this assignment weeks before. And he hadn't done it. And I said, of course, no wonder your business hasn't grown, because I told you, write 300 names, go to their Instagram, send them DMs, tell them how you can, your photography will improve their business. You create your resource by first thinking. The question has been asked here. Your mind is your first avenue to wealth. Then I talked about willingness to do the work. Write the names, reach out to them, send them the DMs on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, send them the message on WhatsApp. It's work. Do it. I know it's easier said than done, but the more you do it, the stronger you become. What to sell? Remember, I wrote who? I wrote, what do I sell? What do I do? Can I wash? For example, there was time I was trying to raise some money. I drive very well. I'm an excellent driver. I was doing airport taxi business. I was dropping people in the airport, picking people from airport and dropping them in cities around the city and collecting their monies, because I needed money at that time. And I had to take the resource from what I could do. I have sold fruits that you eat, because in our house then we had all manner of trees that had fruits, and I would pluck them, wash them, and sell them to people until I could get. See, there's always something to do. Remember the guy in Port Harcourt I told you about? I told him to go and start washing clothes for people. My younger brother, my immediate younger brother, who is quite successful today, he has gone to mold blocks in a block industry, because we had just one right in front of my father's house in Port Harcourt. And I said it to him, go there every day and clean blocks, and let the pay was about 700 naira a day, which was less than how many dollars per day? At that time, maybe $2 per day. But he did it until he got the money he needed for what he was looking for. The thing is always in your body. Right? What do I do? What can I do? What can I sell? Please, as long as you don't sell your body. And if selling your body is not a problem to you, me, Joyce, I will not stop you, but don't tell anybody I said so. Keep it legal and moral as best you can. But there is also always something for you to do. There was a time I was willing to be a nanny for a family. I had negotiated with them to go and watch their children every day for X number of weeks, so that they could pay me the money I needed to do what I needed to do. I've worked in a boutique. I've sold things for people, just because at that time I needed funds for something in particular. So that is called a scaffold. I don't like the word hustle. I don't like the word side hustle. I'd rather call it a scaffold. A scaffold is a temporary structure you put when you're building a more permanent structure. So you see houses where they put wooden scaffolds because people need to climb to do the roof. But after building the roof, what happens? They bring the scaffold down. You want to paint your room, you put a ladder. That's a scaffold to climb and paint. After painting, what do? You bring it down. It's okay to scaffold. So you can sell, you can sew, you can sweep, you can clean, you can wash, you can do almost anything. Your pride shouldn't stop you. Your pride will make you poor. Ego will make me poor. I've always said it to myself, Joyce, your ego will make you poor. Because some things say, me, I can't do this one. I told my son, he is very good at doing assignments. I said, you can do assignments for your classmates and let them teach, let them pay you. Call it tutorials. So I asked an educator, I said, is it cheating if my son does assignments for people? They said, no, cheating is when he does exam. But if they bring the assignment to him and he does it for them and he charges them money and that's not cheating. I said, yeah, okay, go and do it. It's moral and it's legal because you already have that as a resource. And he's doing it. Yes. Oh, yes. Don't let your pride make you poor. That's how to generate resources. So what do I do? Who do I speak to? Who do I ask? You can borrow, beg, buy, but don't steal. Who can I beg? It's nicer to say ask. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and you shall receive, seek and you will find, knock and it shall be open to you. You can still use the village name of begging. Who can I ask? Who can I beg? Who can I borrow from with the intent to pay back? What can I sell? What can I do? What can I offer? Where can I go? There was a time I was a makeup artist. I did makeup for people, for weddings, for parties, because I needed the money at that time while I was building my speaking empire where there were no jobs. I would read, I would do makeup. What else did I do? I did network marketing, but it was all leading somewhere. Now I don't do any of those. If no matter how much you pay me, I will never do your makeup for you. I don't even have makeup on my face because I'm tired of it. And I'm beautiful anyway. But I did it and I did a very good job at it. I was really, really good at it. And people paid me until it was no longer necessary and I dropped the scaffold. So the first thing you need to do in such a situation is to think and flesh out your plans, then take action. Borrow, beg, buy, but don't steal. Even the Bible says that even if a man was stolen because of what to eat, when he is caught, he'll be made to pay 7 times. Please don't steal. Borrow or beg or buy. I hope that answers George's question. I know that George wrote something in the comments,
It
but he said,
answers.
what do you do when you have an inspiration? Okay, that was it. Thank you.
It answers it.
Yeah. Can I have?
Wow.
Yeah, I have a
George
question,
was
please.
following. Thank. Wow.
Please. I
Hello.
have a question. Another
Yes,
question, please.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
right here.
Okay, madam, please. Example with the scammers in town. Hmm? So how will you advise as we don't new going to the market like this? How can you advise us to be able to skip those scammers? Because right now on the internet there are a lot of scammers.
Isa, I think you should write it in the chat because I'm not hearing you very well. So please write in the chat. Isa
Okay,
Abdul,
okay.
please.
Great.
It's not clear here, so I'm missing some of the things you're saying. Please write
Okay.
it.
So a few questions here too. Someone is asking if she
Okay.
can get action points on how to manage or keep a network. That's from Elizabeth. She's asking,
Yeah.
can I get action points on how to manage or keep my network?
Yes. I'm trying to scroll to see that. I would say I've mentioned some of the points before. I would reiterate and maybe add. To manage a network and to keep a network, you must be resourceful. You must be that person that makes people want to keep you. People don't like to keep people who they consider burden. If you are the one who is always complaining and asking and begging and you're only the one that always has problem in life, people wouldn't want you in their network. But if you are the life of the party, and I'm not saying that you must always be upbeat, but that whenever you show up, people are happy you are there. That's one way to keep a network. So do it in such a way that people will always like to have you around them, right? So that's one way. Be the person who is an encourager. Everyone, please learn this. You be the one who points people in direction of growth. join them complaining, show them the way out without judging. I wish there were some of my WhatsApp chats that I could find and forward to you people to show you how diplomatic I can be in providing solutions without judging anybody. For example, let me tell you what happened during Father's Day. There's this thing that people do. They say Happy Father's Day to all the mothers who are playing the roles of fathers. I'm sure you've seen those kind of comments. Some of us have even sent those kind of things innocently. It created a stir in one of my WhatsApp groups where somebody said, why are people telling her Happy Father's Day? She's not a father, she's a mother. So she's divorced doesn't mean blah, blah. She got angry about it and everybody's like, ah. So people started analyzing the situation. I took my time. I thought, remember, think first. I thought through it. And then I wrote, not too long, but it was a rich article, call it so, with paragraphs, itemizing what fathers do and what mothers do and how they are so similar to being the one and the same thing. So if someone says to you, Happy Father's Day for doing these things, it's only because they wish you well. And if they do not say it, it's because they know you are capable of taking the role as a mother, because the roles of fathers and mothers are similar to being same. The way I wrote it, the kind of words I used, by the time I wrote that, everybody was like, oh, thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Joyce. Oh, thank you, Joyce. The people in question here are all older than me, at least 10 years. So in maintaining that friendship and that network, I am a solution provider, not a part of the problem to be solved. Please write it. It's part of my creed. I learned it from a man called Fela Durotoye. I am a solution provider, not a part of the problem to be solved. Rachel, that's something else I should send you. Don't forget to ask the creed. And there was something else I had said I will send to you. Please take note of them and remind me. The money confessions. Rachel, please, that's your duty. Those two things I must copy and send them to you. Share with the network. It's my creed. I can never, I mean, the way I am black, I am not white. I am a solution provider. It is impossible to meet me and not get value from me, no matter who you are. Even if you are my Uber driver for 5 minutes, I'll give you value. That's my makeup by decision. And I dare say, by design, we are all designed the same way until we decide to own it. So, in maintaining a network, in managing a network, number one, be a solution provider. Number two, be that person who unites, not divides. Number three, always be the one to lift. Be a lifter. Lift people's spirits. Lift their joy. If you go to my Instagram, okay, my Instagram was hacked a few weeks ago. By the time we got the page back, a lot of my posts had been archived, but we're trying to still repopulate them. You would see that once a week or so, I would post a funny video because I'll say the stress in the world is so much. So you would never on my page see me complain about what government is doing or what government is not doing. I will post something to make you laugh. I will post something to inspire you. I bring so much light to you. You want to be in my space because everybody's looking for light. Everybody's looking for joy and warmth. Provide it. That's how to maintain relationships. Forgive easily. Make excuses for people because it might hurt you, but remember that that was not their intention. For example, last night, when my event dry run was running for so long, for a few seconds, I was a bit irritated. Like, this thing was supposed to be for 1 hour. Why is it lasting up to 3 hours? And then I reminded myself, none of these people woke up this morning and said, my intention in life is to frustrate Joyce. No, it is their event and they want their event to go smoothly. So give them that respect. Immediately my countenance changed. Like, I brightened up and I continued. So in your relationships, make excuses for people. Think as the bigger one to manage the relationship. Don't bang doors and lose friendships. I just let go of one of my staff 2 days ago. And I said to her, I itemized why I was letting her go, what exactly had gone wrong. And I said to her, these are the reasons. You, I value, but I've understood that this work is not suited to you. So I'm giving you 2 days. Think of any other work you want, eh? and come and tell me, I would help you get that job. If I know who has the job, I will make that call and get you that job. I will leave you to your devices. Next month, which is this month of August, I will still pay you half salary. I said that because I want to maintain that relationship. She didn't ask for it. It's me. I decided to do it because it's who I am. I'm the value creator. I'm the value giver. She was sad to lose her job. I was sad to let her go, but let's call a spade a spade. She doesn't know how to do that job well, full stop. But I wouldn't lose her relationship. She can still come to me to talk about almost anything she needs, and I will help her. And I told her, look, whenever I come into so and so places, I will still call you to help me do this and that and that. Doesn't so preserve the sanctity people see. For those of us who are Christians, I'll say, be the Jesus that people see, be the Messiah that people see. That's how you manage relationships and keep people in your network. Said so much, but I'm sure I've answered the question.
Wow, wow. You it's, seriously, I don't know. I'm short of words personally, but we will still continue. This is from Abdul Latif, and he says, "How can we
Okay.
make a good decision on choosing the right investor? As now we have a lot of scammers online." So he's asking how one can make a good decision on
Okay.
choosing the right investor in the midst of scammers online.
Okay. Okay. Number one, do your research to avoid scammers, right? If I heard correctly, do your research, ask questions, and ask people who probably have walked the road before. I always say, if it looks too good to be true, it usually is, but not all the time. All that glitters is not gold, but it could be diamond. So ask questions. Ask end-to-end questions. How much? What am I putting in? What will I get out? Where will it be paid? Where is your address? How do I reach you? Don't refrain from doing business with people you can't reach. Know where the address is. Where do I go? Who? Ask some of those questions that can give you roots like foundations, roots. Then, if you are trusting that everything kind of looks okay, start small. Don't put in too much. Put in little and get your profits. Put a little, get your profits. Put a little time, or put a little quality of the other people who are in the network with you, the business with you. If they look too far-fetched, they probably are. So if you see people who are always giving testimony, oh, how many $1 million they made, go and look for their Facebook pages, their Instagram pages. You can't be such a big billionaire, and we don't know you. Where's your picture? What do you share online? I want to see pictures of your home. I would ask for those things. Oh, yes. Don't tell me you made 6 million, 6 million, $30,000. Show me what else. I want to see your face in the video call. I want to know you. So these are some ways to know. If there is no face to the business, no address, nothing tangible to hold on to, you might let it pass. You might also want to look out more for established brands. The thing about established brands is that many times it seems like there's a lot more work because they've been around for a while. That's life. Do the work. All right. I have a high appetite for risk. I don't mind putting monies into certain places, but I do my research. I'm a member of two different investment clubs. One of them is called the Green Investment Club. The Green Investment Club is owned by a Nigerian, but we have members from all over the world. It costs about $200 or so to become a member now. When I joined, it was way cheaper years ago. It gets more expensive every year. Every year, the moment we get into a new year, they add more money to the registration, but it's a one-time lifetime payment. On that platform, we have curated investment opportunities. The owner of the platform her name is Tomi Balogun. You can find her on Instagram. She is invested in raising Africans that are multi-billionaires. So she has done the homework and tells us this is where to invest. This is how much. So there's some investments you can put in as little as $50 and you can earn, say, 15% interest in 6 months or 7 months. Some of them you can earn 20% interest. Some you can up to 35% interest in 9 months to 12 months. Some you will earn up to 40% in 2 years. Do you understand? There's an app called Piggy Vest. I invest on that app, in that app, because I know them. I've understood their model. They've been around for years and they're growing. You put in monies and typically you earn 10% per annum. So there are those safe places. But you see, I always talk about knowledge. You must study, ask questions, read, find out. I do a lot of that. Recently, I went into go and understand cryptocurrencies again, and then I put some money there, and thankfully it's growing. But I did the research. So that's how to avoid scammers. And then if you are scammed, don't spend too much time licking your wounds. Pick up a pen and a book and write what you learned from the experience. Remember, I told you I lost some dollars, thousands of dollars actually in 2008 to Forex. I bought a bot. I paid 10,000 naira then to attend a training in Port Harcourt. Some people came to train, people on how to do Forex. It looked very interesting. You pay this, you buy this bot, you buy. I bought all those things. I put in the monies, I invested it, but I still didn't know how to do it well, and I lost a lot of money. After that, I said, never again. I would look for a professional who is a certified Forex trader who would draw up what do you call it, a contract. And so going forward, I learned from that experience. I didn't sit down lying down crying, oh, this and that. It was borrowed money. I spent time to pay the money back complete. And I took it as education cost. It was the cost of learning how not to do Forex. Anywhere you lose money, call it education cost. You've just learned how not to get it. That's what I do to myself. If I ever lose money to anything, I call it education cost. 2 years ago, I hired a consultant to come and take care of my tax, 2018. And they scammed me. They wrote up my tax draft, what the things I needed to pay. I gave them all the monies. By the time they brought the receipts of tax paid, they had paid one third, 30% of what I gave them. Where was the rest of the money? Ran away till today. So before I hired the next tax consultant, I did a lot more research. The money I lost before, I called it education costs. How not to hire a tax consultant. Don't hire them based on this, that, and the other. So and and move on. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Lick your wounds, but lick it quickly and bounce back and tell somebody else about it and how they should avoid. Not that you become a bearer of bad news and say, no, there's scammers everywhere. No, 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 don't do that. You say, well, before you join, you look out for this, that, and the other. I hope that has answered your question about doing your research and following your guts.
It has. It has. It has. It
Thank
has.
you.
You've
Thank
answered
you.
the question. Yes.
I'm happy.
This is another question from Awo Nomano, and he says, if you have the passion to write and you have one or two write-ups or spoken words, you have the means to sell it out to people, but you don't have an audience. How do you get people to know you and know how to purchase your work?
Thank you. I always use the analogy of the pregnant woman when it comes to selling your intangible assets. For me as a speaker, for you as a writer, as a poet, we're all in the same boat. Just like with pregnancy, the one thing that we need is time. Number two, we need effort. How many of your poems have you recorded on your phone, your device? Have you created a quiet space in your house, your room, or in a bush out there somewhere? Walk down to a quiet part of your street or somebody else's street. You have to be intentional. Or sit in somebody's car, place the phone properly, and do a phenomenal rendition of your poetry and share it to everybody on your WhatsApp. Send it to everybody you know. Have you done that? Have you done it once? Have you done it 5 times? Have you done it 10 times? The videos that go viral, how do they go viral? Somebody shared it. First of all, somebody recorded it. If there was no video recorded, there would have been nothing to go viral. Record it and share it to all your friends and ask them to share. But you see, if the work itself is not of good quality, it will not encourage people to share. There's a spoken word video I saw sometime last year. It was some young girl, and people were sharing it on Facebook and Instagram saying, who knows this girl? Who knows this girl? If you know her, please find her name, because her performance was mind-blowing. Young girl. We don't know her from anywhere, but everybody was trying to find her. People were trying to find her to give her scholarships. People were trying to find her to give her platforms. If she did not perform that video and post it somewhere, we will never have seen it. I wish I can find that video. It was on Facebook. I saw it, not Instagram, it was Facebook. And then I also got it on WhatsApp because somebody sent it to one of my groups and said, please, we're trying to find this girl. Her work is too good. Look, let your work be too good and share it to everybody on your WhatsApp. Share it to me. Share it to me. Me, Joyce, I will share it. But if it's not good, therein lies the problem. If it is great, give it time and continue. Don't share one and think you will blow in with one video. Who are you? There's nobody on earth that blew with one video. I can bet you that that girl had been sharing videos, but that was the one, the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. That was that one. So to Owl, you have 1 or 2 write-ups. 1 or 2 write-ups will never get you blown. You must have up to 50 to 100. Joyce Daniels said so. Start recording them every day. Look for the right time. If you need to go and climb on top somebody's roof to get the ambience you need, and let your friend hold your camera for you and record it, do so. Send it to me. I will share it. If it's good stuff, it will get coverage. You must think. You must commit. You must do. Please don't tell me again 1 or 2 write-ups. Write every day. I don't have 1 or 2 write-ups. I have several. Right? You must first share for people to like and trust you before they will want to pay you. It's when they like you, they trust you, then they will say, how much will it be to perform at our program? Look, the event I'm doing tomorrow, somebody is performing poetry. Somebody is playing the sax, and they're paid. We're all live online. Nobody's seen anywhere, and we have guests from all over the world. The work is speaking. You have to get your work out there. People will not, remember, I've said a lot. The truth is, everything I have said it already in my talk, that if you just sit down there and not tell any, remember I talked about sales and marketing in creating wealth. You must learn to market your work. Marketing is telling people about the availability of the product. Sales is saying this is how much it costs, buy it. So you must sell and you must market. Marketing is usually free, as it were, what you put everywhere for people to see. Sales is when you get to them. So marketing is having a billboard. Sales is putting the product on the book, on the shelf in the shop for people to buy. So when you market, your videos are everywhere. Somebody now comes. You now start telling people, I can perform at your event. I can perform at your event. Now that's selling. But when they're seeing your videos everywhere, if I go to your Instagram Owl right now, will I see your recordings of your poetry? That's marketing. If you don't have marketing and sales in your business, and I'm not talking to Owl alone, I'm talking to everybody, including myself. How was I found on Instagram? Marketing. The content I put up there. You would never have known how deep I am until you invited me here, but I had marketed a bit of my depth already that you liked, admired, and were attracted to, till you called me. I didn't bill you for this. That's because you sold it as something for young people to improve the minds of Africans, which I'm passionate about. I wouldn't speak like this for free to an organization. Never, impossible. They will pay me money. Oh, me? Wake up from my bed to speak for free to people who have money? No, it will never happen. Never. It happened at some point in my life, but I've passed that stage. Now you pay, and I will give you my bill in dollars. You pay the dollar or the naira equivalent. Oh, I know I've answered your question. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. God brought you here today. I'm serious. Beautiful.
I believe it. Oh, I believe it.
Yes. Yes. And I think the questions have been well answered. And from the depth you've answered these questions, I must say that I had my book here with my pen jotting down a lot of things you shared, and
I'm glad.
all I'll say is God richly bless you. From
Amen.
from the comments I'm receiving here, a lot of people are saying thank you, and they are grateful for your time and efforts to share
Thank
this
you.
with us. This is, as you stated, you would have charged in dollars, you would have charged elsewhere, but you invested that time and energy into us, and it's a seed that I believe will actually grow and bear fruits that
Amen.
in some years to come will reflect, and will say that on 1st August 2020 someone phenomenal sowed these seeds into us, and it has actually resulted in we bearing these fruits in 100 folds. Thank you so much, Joyce. And
Thank you.
Rachel would, I'll now allow Rachel to have to give us a vote of thanks, after which I will conclude and give a few announcements. So Rachel, hello Rachel. Hi
Yeah.
Rachel.
Hi. But
Hi.
this session was, it was something else. I'm just here and I'm like, I couldn't have thought twice bringing you on this platform.
I'm
This was a
glad.
great one. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
wanting to do this for free. This is a privilege. I God bless you and thank you so much. And we hope to have you
Thank you
again
for being
sometime.
consistent and insistent because I'd already said I had given up,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you
Yes.
insisted. Thank you for being insistent. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuma. Thank you, Tuma. God bless you. So I think we'll call it, yeah, I think. God bless you once again.
Amen. Thank you. Yes, so is the meeting recorded? I've been looking at the record button. Yes,
God
please. I would like
richly
to get
bless you,
I would like
Joyce.
to get the audio recording. I would love to get the
Yes,
audio recording.
it's
Okay.
recorded.
Thank
Sure,
you.
sure.
Thank you.
So I'll say that everyone is actually grateful to have you here, and we hope
Thank you.
we hope to have you another time where it could even be a bigger physical event where we would even
That
invite
would be
you
great.
over to maybe Ghana, and then you
My
would
bag is packed.
seriously. We can't wait to have you then.
Yes. I'll be glad to come.
Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. I must say that this is, you share the right message at the right time for the right people, and this is something that God actually bet in you. It's please take it that God sent you to us. That is what I'll say. God actually
I
sent
do.
you to us, and on behalf of GYLCD, we are so much grateful and we appreciate your time
Thank you.
and effort.
Thank you.
Please don't forget to, you asked us to remind you on the creed and then the
Yes.
money confessions. So we will,
Yes.
a lot of people have been asking me already. So we will be expecting it. And I would go ahead to share your social media handles with everyone so they can follow you on Instagram and other social media platforms. I'm dropping it right away so that yes. So your Instagram, LinkedIn, and email have all been shared here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can
Awesome.
reach out to the speaker via Instagram, LinkedIn, and email, and she will be glad to have you listen to and follow the great pieces of diamond she has to share with the world. And please tell a friend to tell another friend
Thank you.
that our speaker is she's one of the women that I have grown to really admire. Like from today, I'll say that you're on the list. You are on the list. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and your stories are very relatable, practical insights, and well constructed. They relate to everyone here. I must say that we are really grateful, and we will put them into practice. That is the very important thing of whatever has been shared here. We are going to put them into practice and
Yes.
make sure that the seed is nurtured. We water it, put it into practice, water it, and let it grow into that tree, that fruit that would also serve nations and individuals within our various communities. We are grateful, and
Yeah.
I'd give a
Thank you.
few announcements that, ladies and gentlemen, we have another talk session same time next week. Please do all to tell a friend, to tell another friend that we are in the business of helping individuals become better in their careers, become people of impact, transformational people. Be glad you tell a friend to tell a friend. Listen, as you learned a lot from today, I'm pleading with you to make good use of it and practice it. Let people see the reflection of the seed that has been sown into your life, and let it affect people around you. It's not a waste of time to be here, I say, and it's good you've been here. Thank you all participants, and I am so grateful that you joined. And please don't forget to tell a friend to tell another friend. That is very very important. So before we leave, Rachel has already dropped our email and our WhatsApp group link. If you want to be a member of GYLCD, you can join via the WhatsApp platform, and you can send us an email. And I have another announcement which is concerning the Share Your Journey, and then your feedback concerning the programs and the sections we've been having to share a short video benefited from these talk sessions, and how they've impacted your life. We will be grateful if you get a recording of that and send it via email. We've already given the announcements. We give the announcement within the week. Please do all to do that, and we will be grateful. So before we all leave, I'd urge you all to just let us know how you enjoyed today's session. Give us give us your impression of today's program in the chat session, so we know how you enjoyed it, and then we can be out of here majestically. So please share your insights. How did you enjoy today? What's been your impression? So you can kindly share them in the chat session before we leave. So I'd like to hear from everyone here. So you can just type how you enjoyed today's session, and then we are good to go. I see you, Rachel, Alute, Awo, Bernard, Edem, Equema, Ike, Elizabeth, George, Jocelyn, Nam, Amelie, for Loretta, Patricia, Paul, Stephen. Yes, so I hope we enjoy today. Yes, a lot of people are already. It's been an insightful session, and yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That is why we exist, and that is why we are consistently pushing hard for you to benefit from these talk sessions. Yes, someone just sent me, oh yes, you need to stop romancing your ideas. Yes, it's time to put action to it's time to put them into action. Yes, great. Yes, great. I see now Amelia's comments, and seriously, it was mind blowing though. Like, even the parts that talked about thinking, fleshing out your plan, and taking action, where where you gave a demonstration drawing in your notebook, and giving us the demonstration in answering George's question. It was mind blowing. This is divine, seriously. This is divine, and you should be speaking for several TED talks, and yes, I hope that comes to pass. I can't wait to see you do more TED talks.
Yes, it will. It will.
Sure,
Thank
sure.
you. Permit me to say goodbye right now. Be on my way. I have another
Okay,
event in
sure,
less than
Okay,
30
ma'am.
minutes or so. So let me
Okay,
sure.
ma'am.
have
Thank
dinner
you
and wait
so
for
much.
that. Thank you.
Thank you
Much love
so
to
much.
everyone.
We love you for this
We love
awesome
you.
I
one.
love you
Ha!
all. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining. And as I stated early on, we have another session next week. Do well to join and tell a friend to tell another friend. So, please, we can majestically sign out and have a great weekend and enjoy the week ahead. Make it fruitful and make good use of the time. Rachel, do you have any final words?
Oh no, I think yes, we have a session same time next week. Yes, so next week, have you told them next week another host will be?
Okay. So we would have another host for next week, that Saturday, to handle the talk session. So kindly stay tuned. I see someone's hand raised with the number 89205. Please, next time, kindly sign up with your name so we can identify you with your name instead of numbers. Please do that for us. We humbly plead with you. Yes, so that we can identify you better instead of the numbers. Yes. As I was saying, so next week we'll have another host for the talk
Okay,
session.
just for the Saturdays. Yeah, she'll be
Okay.
handling on Saturday. Yeah. So we've not lost Ignatius. You all, please. He's still here with us.
Okay. So without any further announcements and talks, we can majestically sign out and thank you all once again.
Thank you
Have a
all for
great
joining.
day.
Thank you all so much. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.